my cat has tried to pull down the garland about 3 different times, and I just put it up last night. So this is gonna be fun. Hey everyone, it's Sarah here, back with a brand new crafty video. This week I am making some custom room decor. I have lived in this house for about 1.5 years now, and well, this is what the room looks like. I've been slacking. This room definitely does not reflect my inner creative self, and I want to start doing more and sharing that process with you guys every once in a while. So by this time next year, hopefully the room is a lot more colorful and put together. It's just kind of boring right now. There is a giveaway in this video. For those of you who saw my rainbow shoe video, I'm actually giving these away today. Stay tuned to the end to find out how you can win these. I also still have the Hydro Flask giveaway going on for about another week or 2. So either next week's video or the one after that, I will announce who wins those. So you still have a little bit of time to enter that if you go to the Hydro Flask customization video. The video will be linked below and in the iCard up in the corner. Without further ado, let's get into customizing some shelves to decorate this boardroom. I believe over 1 year has passed since I purchased these 2 wooden triangular shelves from Michaels. Now you will see the prices on here. I did not pay that much. I at least got 40% off, but possibly 60% off. Not gonna dig through my receipts to find out for sure, but I don't buy things full price generally when I can get deals. What do you think about these? What do you think about them? Leo, don't eat those. Hey! That's my sponge brush. Leo? Not a toy. When I first purchased these, I really only planned to paint them plain white. And that was it. I had very minimal goals for this room, apparently. Now I have new ideas, and they're going to look even better than they were going to. Sometimes procrastination is a good thing. Step number 1, I probably should have sanded them to make the wood nice and smooth, but they're okay, so I skipped that. So my actual first step is to get the acrylic paint, which is very cheap, Craft Smart white. That's it. I bought a giant bottle of it a long time ago, so you will see as I'm painting this that there are some kind of hard speckles in it, and it made painting it a lot more difficult because it's not completely smooth, and I had to fish out these hardened pieces, which you will see at some point in this footage. I decided to use an extra wide sponge brush for the bulk of the painting, and I did switch over to a paintbrush at some point, but either will work. Honestly, it took a very long time to cover all the sides and edges with this white paint, and this is only the first layer. As I was waiting for one to dry, I would move on to the other shelf, and then I would flip to another edge, and I had to wait for everything to dry before I could put a second coat on. It was a process, but totally worth it. Oh, and here are those pesky hardened paint pieces I was telling you guys about. You are not wanted here. Just go away. Okay. The inside, I had to do a little bit of detailing because the sponge brush was a little bit too chonky to get in the groove. Now I'm thinking of the Madonna song. It's now the next day, and I am going to do all the detailing on the large shelf with a Posca paint pen. This will make your life so much easier than trying to dip a tiny paintbrush in black paint. Seriously, trust me on this one. After doing the wide outlines, I went in with a medium-sized tip and doing this stuff, and then the smallest one, I just did that squiggle in the circle of the flower, the middle. Explaining, let's do better, Sarah. Now I'm just continuing the design, as you can see. So why am I decorating shelves, you may ask? Well, one, I already told you I wanted to at some point do this, and I put it off for a very long time, but The way that I'm decorating them was inspired by a couple of people. First is Britta from Zenspire Designs. I fell in love with a cloud shelf video of hers, and she did these Zentangly doodles on the outside, and oh my god, I love it so much. And second, Mariah Elizabeth, her storage makeover series. So this is what it is looking like now, but we're going to move on to the second shelf. I'm gonna make you wait, keep you guys hanging. We're gonna do some mixed media for this little guy here. So I have a pack of washi tape. I don't think I've ever used this. So this is also a video about using old craft supplies and not letting them just sit around. Do not be a craft supply hoarder, guys. Of course, I have to use a glitter one. Glitter is my absolute favorite. I love that this is shiny, silvery, metallic goodness. There's not much to this design. I am just going to stick pieces of washi tape along the side, going all the way down to create stripes. It's probably a good idea to let a little bit hang over on both ends. So the excess on the back side that you're not going to see, I went ahead and folded that tape down and stuck it down just to have the adhesive be more secure. And for the front, you will see after I have all the stripes on, I'm going to lay the shelf on its side. Taking a cutting mat and an X-Acto knife, I am going to carefully slice away the pieces as close to the wood as I can. Now, be very careful when you do this because I accidentally sliced through a very tiny piece of the wood and caused it to splinter. So I had to sand that down a bit and put another layer of white on. I just used a white Posca paint pen to make my life easier. I didn't show that, but I didn't want to keep it a secret. I just didn't feel like getting more footage. So this is what it turned out like after doing the one side. And now I am moving on to the other side. So I'm just gonna do the exact same thing for this one and make sure that I'm using the same amount of each design, just so it looks pretty mirror imaged, very symmetrical. Now that the taping is complete, I wanted to add an extra element. I decided to stick with a silver theme, so I am going to hang chain. Now to do this, I just mapped it out a little bit with some scrap pieces of washi tape. This is from the dollar store and it's misprinted, so it's supposed to say love, but it's printed off the edge. So I'm trying to use this up and not waste any of the pretty stuff. So I hung the chain just to see how it would look. This is a test. Let's flip-flop back to the big shelf though and do a little bit more doodling first. Here I am, continuing to doodle. This is day 3 of working on these shelves. Still really enjoying it though. You can see that I was thickening the lines and then doing all the detail work and making all of the patches of flowery designs, doodles, look as similar as possible. Filming this got a little bit tricky because, as you can see from me working on it here for just a very short period of time, I turn my drawings a lot, especially when working on a 3D piece like this. Drawing certain shapes is easier at different angles, so I am either walking around the piece or physically moving it in midair. Sometimes I am sitting on the desk, as you see here, with my lovely leopard print slippers. I wear these all the time because we do have hardwood floors in most of the common spaces of our home, so my feet get cold easily. It's winter here. I am not a fan. One of the last parts of the doodles is to put petals on the very outside, as you see me do here, and then outline everything a couple times. Followed by some very tiny flowers to fill in all the white space around the bigger shapes. I'll show you an overview in a minute, but let's move on back to the chain to finish that up. So here I actually am measuring out the middle and making all the marks equally spaced from each other. Cannot speak English, okay. I want to make sure that they're spaced apart evenly, the 4 eye screws you'll see in a second. Now I have my little dots, and I did enlist the help of Craig, and he was able to do this a lot more quickly than I would have been able to, but I could do it on myself, just to let you guys know that I am an independent woman. But honestly, it was just easier to have him so I could film it, because the focus was just very hard to do on my own. So in order to get the eye screw into the shelf, he first took a nail and hammered it slightly just to put a hole into those dots. And then that made putting the eye screw in really simple. We probably should have twisted them in with a pair of pliers, because there are a lot of scuff marks on the bottom of the shelf now that I'll have to touch up with paint, but not a big deal. I finished tightening all the eye screws. So it looks like this now, and I'm going to take tiny jump rings, 1 for each eye screw, and some chain. So I open each jump ring with 2 pairs of pliers. I thread that basically into the eye screw, I connect it, and then I put a loop of the chain and then close the jump ring back up, and repeat that for the remaining 3 eye screws. So this is what it looks like now, and I thought it wasn't complete yet. I wanted to add a little bit of sparkle to the front. So to do this, I actually removed a little bit of the paint, because glue will adhere better to the exposed wood. That is why I'm doing this. It'll just make it last a lot longer. So that's what I did, and I am taking some super glue, and I just let that be exposed to the air for a few seconds to get a bit tacky. Then I put on a rhinestone, another one, boop bop, and now it is complete. Let's get on to the giveaway. For those of you who are interested in winning a custom pair of shoes that I already created in a previous video, you'll have to leave 2 separate comments and also be subscribed. So the first comment entry is on this video. I simply want you guys to let me know which shelf you like better, and also that you're entering. Then the second comment, you'll have to go over to my previous video, which is the splatter shoes. Also let me know that you're entering there. And on that video, I just want to know what you are most looking forward to seeing on my channel in the new year. Also, you can probably see that the paint on the wall is nasty. Definitely need to paint this entire room. Another thing is I didn't actually finish the other side of the large shelf. I honestly don't know if I should put the exact same design on the other side, or if I should switch it up and do a different Zentangly Doodle design. So also let me know your thoughts on that. I don't want to mess it up. I think either way would look cool, but I'm just looking for some outside advice just in case. So these shelves will not stay in this exact position, but just for now, for filming purposes, I wanted to put in a few trinkets and handmade items so you could see what potentially they will look like in the future when this room transformation is complete. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up to let me know, and also comment what I should customize next. I'm really enjoying just drawing on things and transforming stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you back here next week. Have a great rest of the day, everyone. Bye. Blah, blah.